feeling. And they were telling me what their favorites were. I didn't feel anything weird when they're telling me this, right? Normally when people talk about stuff, I feel the energy shift, but because they're like, I don't know if, oh my god, I don't want to get into this I don't feel their energy when they're speaking, right? Because I don't know if it's linked to my friends or what's going, oh god. Anyhow, they're explaining their favorite type of candy. Then they ask me mine. So here's my answer now. Christ. Back when we were kids, like right down the road there, right? There's a convenience store. I had to be in like, how old are you when you're in grade 6? Because that's when I went to the school down there that Tones goes to now, right? So Tones didn't exist yet, okay? I was in grade 6, so how old would I have been? Five, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. I would have been 10, okay? Because my birthday's in the summer, so I'm counting school years. So I was in school, was 10, right? So I just turned double digits. Going to school right down there, the convenience store is down a little bit more. Smartest in my class, right? Anyhow, I was the only one brave enough to go down the road and go to the store. Because for some reason everybody else was a different time. So I remember going to the convenience store down the road. I don't know if it's still there. I haven't been down there in so long because I can't really leave the place here. I don't really have a need to go down there either. It's just that I was feeling really like confident in myself that day, right? Went down the road, went to this convenience store. I'm a 10-year-old child, right? I'm by myself. It's during school hours. I think it was during lunch. I left, right? I was supposed to go. Okay, so it's this is a long-winded answer for a simple question. It's like, what's your favorite candy? And then, right? But like, I'm giving you the whole context of this, okay? I'm 10 years old. School's right there. I'm supposed to go and buy pizza for lunch, right? But I was like, you know what? Like, cause I told you guys back in like 3rd grade and stuff. So I'm like, what, in 6th grade here? 3rd grade, I stopped eating. So in 6th grade, like, I never feel the need to eat. It's the same thing now until I feel my stomach make weird noises. And I was like, okay, I gotta go eat. But other than that, I would never eat like on my own, right? Like, I don't know how to fucking explain this. Anyways, I feel weak when I eat, right? So the more I eat, I only eat when my stomach makes noises and I gotta go eat, right? Then I feel okay. Or if like I'm the like crazy amount of blood loss. Um. So, anyways, that day I wasn't feeling like buying lunch, right? Because it would have been a waste. If I went to go buy lunch, I would have ended up like not eating it, right? And then by the time I get home, like stale pizza tastes terrible. You have to eat it when it's fresh, right? So I was like, okay, I'm gonna skip going for lunch. I've got money here. Don't feel like getting pizza. I'm 10 years old. Skip school, like I leave during lunch to go down the road to go to this convenience store, okay? 10 years old, mind you, okay? Like I'm the only child, like I'm not in school at this point, okay? I was feeling confident and brave, like I was like, oh god. Go down to this convenience store. I don't remember why or how I heard about it. I just remembered going there. I'd never been there beforehand, right? Um, yeah, go there. The door is always open to this convenience store, right? Like, I don't know. I guess they have bad ventilation. Like, it's always hot in there, so they always had the door open so air would like pass through, right? So I didn't have to open the door or anything, right? So I just walked in. remember how I ended up there or why. Like, I don't remember. It was so long ago. I just remember I walked in. There's candy everywhere. Yo, this sounds like a fucking kidnapping story. It's like someone offered me candy and I got in their van and fuck. Anyways, yeah, I saw candy and I was like, oh my god, I can't help myself. I've got pizza money here and there's candy in front of me. I'm gonna go nuts. But being me, because I don't go for any shit, right? I want quality. Since I was young, I was always like that, right? So it's like I want fucking quality. So I go in there, look at all the candy, and I know because like, you know, we grew up with manners. You're not supposed to touch anything you're not gonna buy, right? So instead of me not knowing, because I didn't know which one was the best out of all of these things laid out in front of me, right? So instead of me going through and touching everything and annoying the store clerk, I went up to him and I was like, yo, what's the best candy you have here, right? I was like, I have this amount of money. What do you got that's of quality, right? And then he told me, I don't remember if I could reach the counter or not. Like, I don't remember. I remember having to look up. Every time I have to look up, like, look at someone taller than me, I always have to fucking look up. So I remember having my neck hurting for a good while, right? I always remember that. But I remember he told me, none of the candy in front of me was good enough for me, right? And I was like, what? Then he told me, now this is starting to sound like a fucking drugstore. He pulled special candy from out behind the. Oh my god. Fuck, I'm so bad at telling stories. Anyhow, he said none of the ones that like are at my eye level or like where I could easily accessible to me is good enough for me. So he tells me right on the counter or beside the counter, he said they just got this new candy in, right? Oh my god. They just got this new candy in. Which is why I'm telling the story now, because they don't make it no more, right? Which is why it was my favorite for like the longest time. Anyhow, so he's like, where am I in the story? None of them are good enough for me. We got this new candy in. I have it sitting here on the counter. So then I remember him passing it down to me, right? Because you know how they have like everything's like in a separate box? You know, like when you go to Walmart and everything's laid out in those like little boxes on your way when you're checking out. So he passes me this box and I'm looking at this and he's explaining to me what it is, right? And as soon as he finished explaining to me and I'm looking at this thing, I was like, yes, this is it. That's the one. That's what I wanted. Me and him are on the same level. It's hard for me to like talk to somebody who doesn't vibe with me, right? But knowing like this man, he was like, oh my god. I don't remember what he looked like, but I remember it was a man there, because if it was a woman, she would have scolded me for not being in fucking school. Even when I was in high school and I had science classes, my teachers would let me leave. I could leave off campus and go wherever I want. My English teacher did that too. He was like, because I had to, like, I had to read, oh, fuck. When I came back the next day, he's like, I know you skipped class for this paper. And I was like, yeah. I was like, I didn't expect him to know that, though. I was like, fuck. Anyhow. That was one time I skipped school. And of course, it was noticeable. At high school, though. Anyways, yeah, point being, I always had, like, if I vibe with these adults, they always let me do whatever the fuck I want. But anyhow, yeah, he explains to me what this candy in front of me is. I get excited, and I buy 3, right? Because at the time, Tones didn't exist, right? So I bought one for me. I had enough money to buy one for me, or I think I did buy 4. I don't remember how they sold them. They either sold them in 3 or 4s, right? Because he said it was, like, I don't remember, 3 for $1, 3 for $2. I don't remember what it was, right? But I remember for sure I had one for me, one for Trev, and one for Bri, right? So if I was 10 at the time, Trev would have been 8 or 7. He would have been 7 because his birthday wouldn't have passed. He would have been 7, and then Bri would have been 6. Yeah, Bri would have been 6. Wow, that means he either would have been in kindergarten or grade 1. Jesus. Anyhow, so I remember buying one for me, Trev, and Bri. And then so I got what I came for. I was like, okay, I got this. Paid the man. Went back to school because lunch was over. At the time, I think I had just gotten a watch because mom used to get so pissed every time because school's right there and I never come home on time. And she always used to get so mad. She's like, "What the fuck? Why don't you come home on time?" So she put a watch on my hand and had me learn time. Right? She's like, "You better be home at this time or you're dead." Right? So I think at that time I had that watch, so I knew what time I had to pay attention to time at that point. So I was like, okay, I know lunch is gonna end soon. So I was like, okay, I got what I came for, paid the man, went back to school. Lunch is over, get back to class. I have these 3 lollipops, right? These 3 pieces of candy in my bag, waiting to take home and share it with my brothers on what's going on, right? I think I had 4. It might have been 4. It could have been 2 for $1. I spent at least $2 or $3. I spent whatever I had there on that, right? Oh god, am I hungry now? Anyhow, yeah, I get home. Don't let mom know, right? Because if she finds out I didn't eat that day, she would get so pissed. Um, I don't remember, I think I told Trev and Bri, I was like, oh, a kid at school gave me this, right? Like, I had to, again, top of my class, I'm like I know how to get through life, right? So I tell them, yeah, a kid at school gave me this. Did you hear how cool this is? So I give them each one, right? It's a different color. I don't remember. I remember really liking the blue flavor, right? Because I love the blue one. I think I got red for Trev, and I don't remember what I got for Bri. Bri always eats all the blue stuff too, so I never get any left for me. So I think I got a blue one for him or a green one. Or I gave the green one to Trev, and Bri took the red one. But I wanted the blue one, right? The blue one was mine. um, I don't remember if I ate it then, but I remember holding on and saving mine. Went back to school the next day during lunch, and then I decided to eat this thing because I saw what happened the night before. Because I saw Trev and Bride test it for me first before I went to school to test this for myself. Right? Went to school during lunch again now. Um, Normally during lunch, you finish your homework and you eat and things. I take forever to fucking eat. That's another reason why I skip lunch altogether. Yeah, I don't remember how it happened. I just remembered I started to eat the candy. Another kid noticed, and another kid, and eventually the candy got really popular, right? Which is why it doesn't exist anymore, okay? So, like the next week or so in school, everybody's got this candy because I told them where I got it and what it's called and all these things, and everybody's eating this thing. Okay, now at the point of the story, I should tell you what the candy is, right? So, my favorite candy when I was growing up that doesn't exist anymore is called Whistle Pops, right? It's a lollipop in the shape of a whistle and it's functional, right? So the night before, I saw Trevor Bride test it for me, right? So they're eating the lollipop and they blow into it and it makes that noise. You can hear it. So that day when I went to school, I'm doing the exact same thing I saw the night before, right? I'm whistling with the lollipop, right? So that's why all the kids get excited now and they go out and like it's always sold out, right? um so now we're at the point of the story on how it why it doesn't exist anymore, right? So because now all these kids have these whistle pops and they're blowing whistles nonstop, irritating the adults at the school now, right? They ended up banning them. And because they got banned, and the convenience store dude's not making any more bank on this candy, they had to stop selling it. And that's the sad story. It was my favorite candy growing up because like it was fun. It was like the candy tasted good, and like blowing the whistle was fun. Like I remember that I'd be like across the room and I'd blow the whistle and my friend would blow, and then like you go, it's like it's got so like musical. It was fun. But it wasn't fun for the adults because every 2 seconds they're hearing like out of tune whistling and they're like, ah, it's so fucking irritating. I just wish they don't exist anymore, but it was great. Like I can't find one to show you guys. It was so much fun. But looking back on it, like I hate the concept of whistles now. Right? Because like when you get old now, like when I think of whistling, I think of cat calling and things like that. So like I think of cat calling and like predatory type of things now. So like thinking of whistles now, like I feel like not anxiety, but something close to that. So I don't like the concept of whistles now. So now I can understand like when we were kids why the adults are always so fucking irritated, right? But anyways, long story short, that was my favorite candy growing up, and it doesn't exist anymore. Yeah, whistle pops. Whistle pops are my favorite. They're whistles and they're lollipops, and they had the flavors are so good. I don't remember. I haven't eaten it in so long. But if that's what you wanted to know, there you go. I don't have like a favorite candy now because I haven't seen anything that like novelty in so long. But if you're asking me now, the takeaway of the story is like my favorite piece of candy now would be like anything that's good now, right? Like back in the day, like I had high standards for candy, right? Like like the store clerk could have easily just said I could have gotten a piece of gum, or like like, but he set my standards so high. I don't know. I thought that was the most brilliant thing ever. I walked in there not like I was like I'm gonna go get some candy, right? I always have to think about Trev and Bry, right? So I was like, okay, I'm not getting it just for myself because if I buy pizza, I know it's gonna go to waste and I'm not gonna really eat it, and I could use that money to, right? Like, so then I ended up buying candy for me, Trev, and Bry. Um, which I think was a better use of money, and it was a nice memory. One we can't get back now. Yeah, so I haven't had like a favorite candy since. Like I don't know what to tell you. Like I've tried everything. I've been eating everything. I don't know. When I get old, maybe I like old people candy. If I live that fucking long, I don't know. I hate the kind that gets stuck up in your teeth, right? Like I really fucking hate that. Like my wisdom teeth are such a pain in the ass. That it, like anyways, point of the story is I'd love to taste test everything 24/7. Like if I did a live stream with me just comparing shit, it'd be like I know you guys would watch it because it's fascinating, but like I don't know how well, or like how well that would do, and how like if that content will feel stale for me. But it's fun. Like every now and then, like when I come to do the Prime video, it's gonna be fun because like I compare. Well, you guys will see. I don't have to spoil it early now. I just can't believe it's April now and I haven't done that video. I didn't want to come back in March. And it's April now. And I can't leave. So I'll be back like every so often. It's just gonna be weird because now you guys are gonna see like these videos where my hair is long, and then when my hair is short. When I come back though, I'm gonna make sure to show off. So we'll see how that goes. I told you I gotta sharpen my butter knife skills. So when I get to that point, we'll see what happens. But anyways, yeah, thanks for the encouragement. I'm gonna see what I end up doing. I don't know. Oh, I did that with makeup. I kept comparing other things too. I don't know. You guys always tell me like I don't know. Anyhow, I'm gonna end up doing that again with the lip oil just now. I do that with a lot of things. Is that a bad habit? I don't know. Like for me, it's just like like when you try everything, then you know what works, and then you don't stray away from it because you know it's good. Like I don't know. Anybody else have that problem? Ugh. I can't remember. I just like, ugh. I wanted to say something else, but I can't remember. The mailman came the other day. So I said like I had to so I have the TXT albums here with me, but I was waiting on the Stray Kids ones, right? The Japanese ones. No, before that. So okay, the mailman came the day before, okay? I don't remember which day because I don't keep track of shit, right? It was random, right? So he came to deliver the mail. It's always at the same time. It's like 2 o'clock. It's fucking 12 o'clock now. Holy shit. Okay, so here, look, it's 12:05. Holy shit. Well, where's time going? Anyways, yeah. So he came to deliver the mail one day. Okay, it always comes the same time. It's like 1:30 ish, 2 o'clock ish, right? Um, but he's not the only mailman. We always got like 3 or 4 of them like cycling around here, right? Anyway, so he comes to I wasn't expecting him, right? Like, um, he only rings the doorbell when it's something I have to sign for, right? So I'm sitting on the couch adjusting the winter playlist, right? I'm adjusting the playlist. I'm like laser focused on like the TV, right? Um, so he scared me when he rang the bell. He rang the bell and I was like, oh shit, mail's here. So I go to the front door. I'm pretty sure I look like a fucking mess because I didn't brush my hair that day. My hair was so he probably thought I got like ransacked. Oh my god, it looks like I never saw a brush in my life. But anyhow, open the door, wasn't expecting him, but he had mail, right? So I was like, I wasn't expecting him to bring my package. I was expecting like this month, right? But it came early. So I open the door, he's there. He hands me he delivers my package, like he gives it to me, and then asks me to sign for it. I sign for it. And nonstop he's talking about BTS. And I was like, because my package came from Korea that day, right? I ordered some. I don't know when I'll get to do that video. So anyhow, package came for me, came from Korea. He's all excited, and then he starts talking about BTS, and I was like, can you not? In my head, I was like, because he's like, oh my god, do you like BTS? Do you want to talk about BTS? Like he's sounding like the biggest fanboy ever. I in my mind, I was like, does he think in this box is just BTS stuff? Like, are you like? So then I try to change the topic, right? Because I don't want to hear about BTS right now. Like I was just dealing, like you're breaking my concentration. You came out like you couldn't wait another half an hour or so to show up. So then I don't remember what I said. I mentioned like he was talking about BTS, and then I remember because the last conversation we had, like he knows older groups more than he's not gonna know he's not gonna know fourth gen idols, right? Um, but I still asked him though because I was like, because he was talking about he's like you want to talk about BTS, and I was like, I heard TXT's latest song. Have you heard it, right? And he went dead silent, and then he left. So I don't know if I did anything wrong there. Because he was asking me, he's like, oh my god, do you like BTS? Did you hear BTS? Because he's thinking that that's what's in this fucking box, right? And I was like, did you hear TXT's latest song? And that was it. The conversation died. um. So then thinking back now, I was like, oh shit, he kept talking about BTS, right? And I was so focused on not wanting to hear about this shit that I forgot to ask him if he had a favorite member, right? So now I was like, okay, he's definitely gonna come back another day because he didn't bring my Stray Kids albums. He brought other things that I'll open another day on here, okay? So he didn't bring my Stray Kids albums, and I know like he's gonna come back again another day. So I was like, okay, I'll wait for that day. Didn't expect it to be the next day, right? Okay. He comes back the next day, and he's like, yo, this package is from Japan today. And I was like, I know. And then I tell him, I was like, this is Stray Kids' new, because I bought the Sound is the Japanese album, right? I told him this is my Stray Kids albums. Again, doesn't say anything. And I'm waiting for him to bring back up BTS because I want to ask him who his favorite member or whatever is. Right? But he never brings them back up. Today he's dead silent, doesn't say nothing. He doesn't strike up a conversation with me that day. And I was like, oh man, I really hurt this man in a way that I don't understand. So now, like, I'm holding my Stray Kids albums, and I was like, why do I feel so defeated? He just, what the fuck did he do to my energy? Ugh. I don't think I have anything else that's coming that he's gonna bring. I don't know, like, the encounters I have with this mailman are so fucking bizarre, I don't know what to tell you. I was irritated that day because I was like, I don't want to talk about BTS. Can't we talk about TXT? Or like, if he doesn't even, because he didn't say anything when I said TXT, right? Like, it didn't recognition didn't show up on his face. If he didn't understand what I said when I said TXT, he's not gonna understand if I bring up ATs, right? And I tried again the next day with Stray Kids, didn't say nothing. I was like, if I can't talk about these three, how am I gonna talk about anything else? You know what I mean? Like, what if I want to talk about DPR with him? He's not that cool. I don't think he's that down to know what that means. Like I don't have all. He's got mail to deliver, so I don't think he has all day to chat with me. But it was just so crazy. I was like, Anyhow, the long story short, I had weird encounters with the mailman, and the albums are here now. I can't wait to open them. I'm so excited, but like I have to wait because like energetically, like that's the last thing I end up doing, right? Until I'm gone for a bit and then come back, right? Anyways, that happened. I forgot in that moment to ask him that. And then when the opportunity came back and he didn't say nothing, I couldn't ask him again. Well, I could have, but it would have been out of like left field, right? My life's so fucked, man. I don't want to tell you. He came and messed my day up, okay? Oh, that day he came too, it caught him off guard. Because I was wearing clothes. I had to go with Bride to a doctor's appointment. And yeah, I was like, because the day before he saw me looking like a mess, and then the next day, like, I'm dressed to go out, right? So he's looking at me like, is this the same fucking person? I don't know if that's why he didn't. I don't know. I don't fucking know. That might have been why, but I don't know. That day I went with Bright, it was snowing. Anyhow. It's most likely nothing, so you guys don't have to worry. If it was something, I would have felt it by now. Or just one of the spirits would have said something. I'm kind of glad I didn't find out about all this shit until March, because like I had pretty much, like, if I had known, again, blessing in disguise, if I had known that beforehand, I don't think any of those videos I filmed before this would have been as nice, right? Videos would have been totally fucking different. Anyhow. Sorry, I'm trying to figure out how to transition this now. I know there's a lot I gotta say to Jeffrey, so maybe I should start talking to him now. Okay, we should start with the light stuff first and then move to the heavy stuff, right? Okay, we were talking, last thing he said was about movies, right? Speaking of which, there's another movie I want to watch in, what's today? The 5th? A week and a bit from now. There's another movie I want to watch. Anyhow, so anyways, I'm talking about movies now because this. So I watched Jeffrey's story and he said he was gonna go watch a movie. So I was like, you know what? Maybe I should go watch the new Scream movie, right? Because I binge watched. So I binge watched the whole thing up until I had to watch the new one, right? So I go. I don't know what I was doing. I think I might have been adjusting the playlist at the time. And I saw the trailer because I showed you guys that brush the other day, right? The Disney brush. And then I saw they're remaking The Little Mermaid. And like again, I stepped back for a second and I was like, out of all brushes that got sent to me, that the spirit sent to me, they sent me the one with the movie coming out right away. And I was like, how the fuck did that happen? It's not like they sent me a Cinderella brush or a Beauty and the Beast brush. They sent me a Little Mermaid brush. And that movie, I don't know if the remake's already out or what, right? But like, I saw the trailer for that and it spooked me a little bit. I was like, holy fucking shit. Here we go again. So I don't know if I want to watch that one. I don't know how that's gonna go. I don't like watching the Disney, the live action things. Anyhow. So anyways, that happened. And then I go to watch Scream 6 is so good. If you guys haven't watched it, go watch it. I freaking love it. Scream's my favorite franchise. I can't stress that enough. Like I like watching these like scary gameplays and movies and things because like in real life like those aren't really scary. There's not going to be someone who jumps out and like attacks you, right? I'll get back to that. I know that that statement sounds contradicting. I'll get back to that. Don't argue with me yet. My ears are ringing. That's been happening the last couple of days too. It's ringing really bad. You want me to explain it now? Can't I get back to this where I'm talking about like scary things in real life is different from scary things in the movies. I'll get back to that, okay? Like, jeez. Ears started ringing. Anyhow, so I watched the new Scream movie. It's so good. If you guys haven't watched it, you should go and watch it. I freaking love it. I still like the sixth one's better than the fifth one. I like the sixth one more than the first one. But like killer reveal wise, I still like the first one better. I don't know, it was good. It felt like the new movie tied up all the loose ends of the other ones. So I'm excited for when Scream 7 comes out. I can't wait. I know they're in production for that, right? I can't wait. It's so exciting. Anyway, Scream 6 is really good. Go watch that. And then I got another movie I want to watch a couple days from now. And then I heard, so Scream 6 came out last month before that. I don't remember. It came out earlier this year, and they said Saw 10's gonna come out near the end of the year, right? So we have like scary movies all the way through. So I've only seen the first Saw movie, and then the other day I went to go watch the second Saw movie because again I'm feeling sad, depressed, and I want to die. So I was like, you know what? Let's watch some horror stuff because that I can't feel any worse than I do already, right? So I go and watch the second one. The second one's not bad compared to the first one, right? I don't know. I find them equal. I don't know. Like if I had to tell you which one I like more, maybe I lean toward more the first one, but I still they feel pretty balanced out to me. So I watched the first one, the second one, and I know the 10th one's coming out. But I was like, if I don't know if I'm gonna binge watch all of this. I know for sure I want to watch 9 because they brought up in the playlist they were talking about in entertainment news that like the what the fuck is it called, the Oscars that happened, and they brought back up Chris Rock and stuff. And then as I'm looking at Saw, Chris Rock's in Saw 9, right, which is Spiral. So like I know for sure I gotta watch at least that movie, but I don't know if I need to watch that for 10. So I don't know. It just feels like energetic wise everything's lining up. So I watched first Saw, second Saw. Don't know if I'll watch the third one. Know for sure I have to watch the 9th one. The 10th one's coming out at the end of the year. That's my point. And then I found out they're doing a movie for the. Remember I showed you guys when I had that book, the new Hunger Games book, the green one. Well, I don't remember what it's called. That green one I had. They're turning that into a movie now, and I'm so excited because that one, out of all of the, what's it called? Out of all of the installments, is my favorite one after reading, right? So I'm kind of excited to see this. So I heard they're in production filming that. So I can't wait when that, like, I read it before it came. I like doing that. Every time when I read books, I always had, like, since we were young, we used to do that. We'd read the book and then be a movie. Read the book and then it'd be a movie. So because I know I liked reading this book, I don't know how high to leave my expectations when I watch this movie. Anyhow, so that's movies out of the way. Just thought I'd mention that because Jeffrey's energy keeps aligning with mine. It's really weird. I don't know if it's cheering up if he said don't let the demons get you. I don't like that he said that. I don't like that you said that. The wording's wrong. It's not demons. That's like saying people aren't inherently good or bad, right? But you saying the word "don't let the demons get you," that's implying that demons are bad, right? So I don't like that. I don't like that you use the word in that context. You should have used, the correct word would have been trauma, right? It's like you should have said "don't your trauma get to you." I don't know, just hearing the encouragement but hearing it done wrong was both like relieving and a little irritating. I don't know if that's the right word at the same time, you know what I mean? Okay, so point being now, oh my god, it's gonna be like 2 hours I've been filming nonstop. It's been an hour and 55 minutes and 32 seconds. Anyhow, I didn't see when the video cut the first, I don't know how many times. Jeez. Okay, oh my god, how am I gonna tell you this so that, oh my god. Okay, Jeffrey, so the spirits. Because the dreams are making too much sense now, right? So, like, they showed me every outcome now. And because your energy is so close to mine, I kind of want to test it. Okay? I don't know if it's gonna change now because like we were talking last night and like my decisions are, I don't like this. I don't like when I don't make solid decisions because then the future's all up in the fucking air. I want you to test the energy for me. I don't know if you dream. This is what's gonna be the problem. If you don't dream, I don't know how this is gonna work. But like if you do, like I messaged you that night when it was really bad, right? So fuck, how, like, it hasn't been a complete month yet, but anyhow, that night, like, I feel like a fucking monster.